All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Multiverse Show episode 103, the greatest show on Mondays, coming out live, not from the newsroom, but from the Spice Rack today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are having a good show tonight, talking about that glorious Spider-Man, of course. So we're going to get started. But quick, we got to do our introductions. First up, the Titan of Texas, the voice of the people, Fame Entertainment.
What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment from TickGamesNetwork.com. And welcome to the Multiverse Show, the greatest show on Monday. Thank you guys for rocking with us once again. It's going to be a lot of Spider-Man, a lot of hype, a lot of excitement, but I'm glad you guys are rocking with us. And speaking of Spider-Man, if you guys tune to this channel next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, we are giving away a copy of Spider-Man on the Double SP podcast. So make sure you guys are rocking with us. Yeah, buddy.
All right. We also have the Sultan of Syntax, the White Wolf himself, Mr. Samuel Tolbert.
Hey, everybody. It's good to be back. Good to be talking that Spidey Bro content with you all. Hope you've all had a great Spider weekend. So let's get Spidey started.
All right. And we also have the infamous Don of Deletion himself, your Italian companion, Mr. Mike P. The Truth.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Multiverse Show, the most delightful show on Monday nights. Another great show planned for you guys again, so let's get it started.
All right. So, guys, it's been pretty obvious what most of us have been playing. But before we get into that, Mike, what have you been playing this week before we kind of get into the nitty-gritty?
Yeah, so I actually haven't picked up Spider-Man yet, although it's literally all over my Twitter feed, and I'm really, really tempted to do it. I was going to wait for the complete edition or wait for a Black Friday sale, but honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold out on it. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to hold out. But anyway, what I've been playing? I've been playing NBA Live 19, which is really, really good this year. They made a lot of meaningful improvements over Live 18. I literally have no desire to play 2K this year. It's that good. But other than that, I've been playing the Battlefield 5 beta, which I actually have been enjoying a lot more than I thought I would. Like this Battlefield 5 was not on my radar at all going into this beta. Like I was just going to skip it and go straight to Black Ops 4, but the beta is really, really good, honestly, and the game is firmly on my radar now. I definitely will be playing that later on this year, but that's what I've been playing.
All right, and so for the rest of the group, it's been pretty obvious we've been playing the crap out of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
this has been pretty interesting. Definitely, I'll get into my thoughts a little bit later, but I'll let you guys talk about it for just a moment. Sam and Fame, what do you guys think of this Spider-Man game? Well, first of all, out of the group here, how long have you guys played for so far?
Oh, dude, I'm to be honest, I can't give you a number because I've lost track of time playing this game. Like from the moment I had it, I think I played 8-9 hours straight. Went to sleep, woke up, played another 8-9 hours straight. Went to a birthday party, came back, played another time. I mean, it's been ridiculous, and I literally spent a lot of time really exploring the world, doing a bunch of the side missions, things like that. So I couldn't give you a ballpark. Just know that I've just about completed everything on the map except for the story. It's been ridiculous, and I'm close to the end of the story. I can tell, but it's going to outsell God of War like I said it would, and it's probably going to win Game of the Year. I'm just going to be honest.
All right. Sam, how much you been playing?
Pretty much the same as Fame. I'll be honest. I picked it up at like 9 o'clock when the day before it came out, September 6th. GameStop was having a special early pickup event. Played it for like 6 hours straight. Went to sleep. Got up again. Played it for like 8 hours straight. I mean, it's been crazy. I hate this about. Okay, so PlayStation, unless I'm seriously missing something, doesn't actually have something that tells you how long you've been playing a game.
Sucks.
I hate that. Every game should have, and system should have this by default. And it shouldn't count when you have the main menu paused if you have to go up and fix yourself a sandwich or whatever. It should track game time. So I would say I have very roughly played for about 30 hours. And I'm at 90% completion. I've almost got every single trophy. I'm at the very end of the game, and I literally just have a couple of random crimes to stop, and like the last couple of missions, like story missions to do, and then I'll be done. So I was trying to get it done today. I wasn't quite able to, but I'll be able to do it tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, for me, I've been playing for about, I don't know, maybe about 10 hours, if I had to guess.
Okay.
So you got a long way to go, Anchor.
Well, I've been doing all the side stuff right now. I completed all the Black Cat stuff.
Right.
I've done a good chunk of stuff, actually. I've got about maybe half all the landmarks done, and I got more than half the costumes at this point.
Okay.
Story-wise, I've been trying to split it up, so I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do this 2 or 3 story missions, stop, clear out a district, and then go back. And so I'll do something like that to try to mix it up a little bit. I'm trying not to rush through it too much.
Sure.
But yeah, I've actually really been enjoying it. I have a couple thoughts regarding Spider-Man. Namely, for me, okay, so this is one thing everyone's going to bring up at some point, and I'm just going to get this out of the way now.
Sure.
I do not think the Arkham series comparison is fair at all.
Okay, I'm with you. I
think because Arkham defined what a Batman game was. Because there have been a few Batman-ish games that had been out there, like they weren't like heavy Batman focus, or like there were, and they did not define what Batman was. Now, if someone tries to make a Batman game that's not like Arkham, people are gonna be disappointed. It just doesn't flow really well, with the exception of the Telltale series. But other than that, Arkham defined what a Batman game was. But everything I've seen, at least from this one, it's not the same kind of situation. Insomniac is not defining what a Spider-Man game is. Instead, they kind of picked and chose over the last 15 years of Spider-Man game content and decided, okay, this is what's going to work and this is what's not going to work. And they put it in the game, and everything I've played so far has been great. And so they're not looking to define what a Spider-Man game is. Those definitions were clearly set already. They aren't reinventing the wheel here. What they're doing is they're saying we're finally going to have a good package. Because the Spider-Man games in general, they normally have elements that are great and then elements that are lame.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that what you're like, the heart of what you're getting at is we had never had a great Batman game before Arkham. We've had great Spider-Man games before. It's just been a long, long time.
And even the ones we've had, like there are elements that did not work well in each one. There are ones where they really excelled, and then ones where they didn't. For example, like the holy grail of Spider-Man games, Spider-Man 2, the movie license game, has the best web slinging hands down. I still think that is still true today, even after this game. However, the combat's not that good either. The combat's not that good in Spider-Man 2, but it is excellent in Spider-Man PS4, or Marvel Spider-Man, or whatever we're calling it today. Like, it is an excellent mix of qualities. There's a lot of busy side missions, but they're fun. They don't feel low quality necessarily, like in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it's just like, this is a waste of time. Why are we bothering? I think it's a good mix of stuff so far. I only have one gripe, but I'll come back to that later. I'll let you guys kind of talk for a little bit. Any other thoughts about Spider-Man? What are your pros and cons so far? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Go ahead, Fame. Go ahead.
And I try to do this as spoiler-free as possible, right? But one of the things I'm excited about for the future of Spider-Man is that we're going to get a lot more Miles Morales, which is right up my alley because I've been screaming for Miles to finally get on a big stage forever. So the future of Spider-Man is super bright. I'm glad they didn't go with Teenage Spider-Man. I'm glad it isn't going through Uncle Ben and all that stuff. They're well past that. You know, Peter's an adult. You know, he has his own apartment. Yada, yada, yada. So the future of Spider-Man is bright, and I'm hoping the next game features, heavily Miles Morales. I'm really looking forward to that. The combat is great. The city looks beautiful. I mean, being able to go go to the Avengers Tower, take pictures. There's a lot of Easter eggs for Doctor Strange and Rand Industries, and it's just if you're a Marvel fan, a comic book fan, there's a lot of things that are hinted to and talked about, on the side note in this game that you guys will really, really, really enjoy. Downfall is I had a couple of times where I've had to turn the game off. When I was first unlocking the tower so you can see the entire map, I would get to it and I wouldn't get the triangle prompt to open up to decode it. So I had to turn the console off, turn it back on. And it's just annoying because it kind of just takes you out of the flow of the game, Had to happen a few times. I haven't had none of those big glitches that I've been seeing from a lot of people. But that's really my only downfall. That and playing as Mary Jane is boring. But that's it for me.
Yeah, that was going to be my one question because I have seen people on social media sharing images and videos of glitches. So you guys haven't run into anything game breaking up to this point?
No.
They're just funny. They're just funny glitches. Like what in one side quest, some thugs. I had this happen earlier today. Actually, were beating up a cop trying to get information, but the cop turned invisible, so it looked like this giant 300-pound thug is just wailing on empty air. And then, the cop pops back in once the conversation ended. And, small things like that. There's been nothing game-breaking. The game did crash on me once, but it was just once, so I can chalk that up to maybe the PS4 having a hissy fit instead of actually the game.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, I think the only one I've had was I was trying to... I was slinging through an area, and I don't think it was the Empire State Building. It was somewhere close to there. And I glitched through the wall only halfway. And so my guy was trying Spidey was trying to fall, but at the same time, like, he couldn't get out. Like, no matter how much, like, web stuff, he was like, no, you're not going to go anywhere. But, like, that's the only one I've actually encountered. Other than that, I think I've seen some funny ones, like the flying ice cream truck.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed, like, when you're crawling, let's say you're crawling up a building, and it has just the slightest little bump that comes out, you can't, like, it's hard to actually get over that. Like, you have to, like, go to the left and then go out. Like, that's annoying. Like, why can't you just continue to go over that? Like,
this actually ties in. Can I just harp on this for just a moment, Ivan? This actually ties into my only true complaint about the game. This is, at the end of the day, this is the only real thing that gets to me about it. It's built around momentum and speed, right? The game shines in its momentum, regardless of whether you think it's the best web slinging or not. You can agree it's excellent web slinging, the way you can zip over the buildings and whatnot. And so, as a result of Insomniac's focus, the fine detail, the fine motor skills aren't really there if you're trying to be precise. But for a game that doesn't want you to maneuver Spidey precisely, there's more than a few situations where you need to do so, and it's kind of irritating, if I'm being honest. It's not enough for it to be a major issue, but it's more than uncommon.
Yep.
So, I don't know. That's getting to me a bit, but that's the only real thing. So.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I mean, I have not... My major gripe is actually something really stupid. But, okay, here's the thing. I'll repeat this again. I know I've said this in multiple episodes in the past. When it comes to a Spider-Man game, I'm looking for three things. I'm looking for open world New York, which this game has. I'm looking for physics-based web slinging, which this game does mostly. It stunts it a little bit. It's hard to explain without playing it at the same time. And the other thing is a good variety of alternative costumes. Spider-Man games in general are very good about having great alternative costumes. Even bad Spider-Man games get that part right. For example, even Edge of Time, which is one of the worst Spider-Man games I have ever played, which we have talked about on this show in the past.
Yeah.
That game is so bad. The only good thing about it is that it has like 50 alternative costumes, and they're really obscure, but they look amazing. They really do. One of them, I remember they had him as an agent of Hydra. They had the Last Stand suit. They had oh man, there's a couple more. They had the black suit. They even had the Peter Parquag from the 1806 series by Neil Gaiman. Like, they went obscure. They really went it to have a lot of good ones to work with. But like, even bad Spider-Man games do a good job of trying to have a good variety of suits. This game, they normally flip between like one or two types. What they'll most of the time flip between is like really high tech suits, like the spider armor, or the big time suit, or the stealth suit. Like they'll flip between those, or they'll do like really grungy ones like Spider Punk or the Scarlet Spider suit. But there's not a lot of good in betweens, and they really did ignore a lot of really classic suits that have been in every game. Like, okay, they do not have the symbiote black suit in the game at all.
I think that's a story reason, dude. I would be willing to bet money that's intentional.
I don't care. I genuinely do not care. Like, there's a lot. It doesn't matter if it's not a part of, like, oh, this is a story reason why you don't have the suit. They have the Iron Spider suit. They have a ton of things that break the fourth wall. There's no reason why you can't have this suit at all. It's a matter of like tradition at this point. It really is. But that's my thing. And also to the people on Twitter and everywhere else who's trying to be smart with me about all this stuff. For example, I made a tweet about this saying they don't have the Iron Spider suit and they don't have the Ben Reilly suit. And those are two very different suits, and they have the named suits on there, but no, those aren't the same thing. The ones they have on there, they have the Spider hoodie one, which is called the Scarlet Spider suit, or at least in the terms of the comics, that's what it is. And Ben Reilly wears that suit after he gives up the mantle of Spider-Man during the Clone Saga. That's a whole other kettle of fish that I want to get into right now.
I think we'll get more suits with the DLC.
If I have to pay for them, no.
No, because I got the season pass, whatever. I'm just hoping that with those we get more suits.
Well, they've outright stated that each DLC, there's going to be 3 of them, is going to add more.
Okay, awesome. I didn't know that. Awesome. Because I almost didn't get the season pass, and I was like, screw it, it's $25. I'll get it.
I don't know, dude.
I like
I'm
the
not
fact
a
that
big
it's coming
fan.
soon. I kind of like the fact that it's coming in October.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the at least DLC for Spider-Man games, and especially holding suits hostage behind a season pass. I don't like that. But that's me. Other than that, I really don't have any gripes with the game, honestly. I really don't. I really do enjoy the game. And I recommend it.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize, like, we can't talk about it in detail right now, obviously, because the game just came out a few days ago, but the story is extremely good. Yeah, it's quality. These incarnations of the characters are very interesting, and they go in very unexpected directions. Just because you're familiar with the comics does not mean you can safely predict what's happening here at all, I would say.
Yeah.
Now I have a couple questions real quick. Sure. So you guys know me. You know that I generally you guys know that I generally do not care for stealth games, especially ones where you're forced to use stealth.
Yeah.
Are there any segments like that in the game? And if so, how severe are they? Like, are they segments where you get caught and it's game over? Or can you at least like weasel your way out of it?
Here's the thing, and that's one thing I talked about earlier with playing as MJ. Because when you're MJ, that's all you're doing. And it's do it or mission failed.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is they're not that hard, but it's just like, I don't want to play as MJ. Like, I love the characterization of MJ. I want to play as Spider-Man. Like, it's called Spider-Man. I don't want to play as MJ. Give her either that or give her spider powers, and then we could play.
Like Spider-Man, there's like a couple of side missions you can do, but I mean, there's one in particular I know for sure that you have to do stealthy. But Spider-Man, you can just go in guns blazing if you want. But it is fun being stealthy Spider-Man to hop around and then snatch them up and web them up against a pole. And it's actually pretty fun.
Right. Being stealthy as Spider-Man is not like being stealthy in other games. It's fun. It really is enjoyable. The Mary Jane segments, I'll co-sign what these other guys have said here. Like, they're annoying. Fortunately, they're not very long, and there's not too many of them.
Yeah, and they're not very hard.
The good thing about the stealth segments in Spider-Man is that, okay, you know, like if you're playing Arkham and you have the stealth segments you have to do, and if you get caught, you mostly die because they have guns. Like they force you to do it that way. This one, if you get caught, all right, cool, just go fight now. There's just gonna be more enemies out there.
You just didn't thin the crowd as much.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So,
but it's forgiving.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good to know. That kind of eases that concern. So my last question about the game. You guys probably already know what it is, Ivan especially.
QTE?
It's a Sony game.
Oh.
Is the Sony boost?
No, it is not in there. At least not that I've seen.
Oh, there's
literally there's no reason for a Sony boost.
There's no way. A, there's no way they could have. B, it's Insomniac, so it's technically not their studio. So that.
What's a Sony boost?
The Sony boost is a running gag that. Do you seriously not know?
No, I don't.
Okay,
right,
the Sony
I'll
boost,
explain this.
Yeah, go ahead, Ivan. Go ahead.
So I noticed this especially this generation. Almost every title that Sony has put out this generation has featured what I call the Sony boost, where you have a companion with you, and you are the main character, and you clasp your hands together, and they put their foot on your hands, and you lift them up to a high location you can't get to.
That's true. That's been a lot.
They do this in Uncharted. They do this in God of War. They do this in the Order 1886.
That's true.
They do this in Last of Us.
It's in
They
Horizon.
do this it's in Horizon Zero Dawn. It's in almost every game they've put out this generation. It's insane, and I screen cap it every time I see it. And like it's just it's a funny little thing that I'm like, why is this in here? Like, like I understand because like okay, the whole focus with having companions this generation. It's to elicit some emotional response, and that's why you've been seeing it a lot lately. I mean, I shouldn't say it. It's not like it's a brand new thing. We've had companions dozens, if not hundreds of times in games past. Like, it's something new, but this is just a really weird way that people just love to make you feel endeared to them, like you actually need them. I don't know why they do this necessarily, why they feel the Sony boost aspect is necessary. But like this is what they've been doing. It's a way of saying, like, okay, here's an example. If Ellie in The Last of Us didn't actually go to high up locations or do anything for you, would you care about her?
Yes.
Not nearly as much as you would, really. Because in this one, she proves that she's useful. Like even to the hardcore who have no emotions, they can prove that Ellie's at least useful. In this case, if they just followed you, didn't do anything, would you care about Atreus?
Yes.
No. Quit trying to be the outlier, Sam. If Atreus didn't do anything and he just tagged along the whole time, you wouldn't care about him nearly as much.
Dude, his arrows make the Valkyries manageable.
I know, but I'm saying if he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but now you've swapped the discussion away from the Sony boost.
No, the Sony boost is in there too. I'm saying this is why they include companions. And using the Sony boost is just a way of saying, oh, look, they're beneficial to you. They can get somewhere high up you can't. Like that was one thing that pissed me off, at least in God of War, was like, okay, why does Kratos need this guy? They've already proved time and time again he could jump like 40 feet in the air. Why doesn't he just lift Atreus? Just get him on his back and jump. Hulk that thing out there. But anyway, that's the Sony boost. But yeah, any other questions, Mike?
Nope, that's it.
Pick it up, Mike. You won't regret it.
I think I might have to. I don't know if I can hold that anymore.
Yeah, don't.
It's definitely a good game.
It's worth picking up, dude. When we're talking about our top games of the year, it really will be.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be on the nomination list. It'll definitely get that far.
It's frustrating how so much of the good stuff we can't really talk about right now, but it's
that sucks. All I'm saying is Spider-Man 2 better be out, better boy, but get a lot more miles. I need miles.
Also, well, no, actually, I won't even go there. I don't want to spoil anything. Nope, I won't say anything. I'll hold it.
Yeah. So okay. So kind of moving on a little bit. I kind of briefly do something. So Techland had a little announcement today. I kind of wanted to briefly talk about. Sam, did you get the press release for it, or?
I did not get a press release for this because this was announced months ago. Actually, it's just now like they're entering testing, but they revealed this a long time ago.
I'm sorry, I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about it. I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. So the short version is I forgot what it's called. It's
Dying Light, Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. I don't know. I was thinking something close to it. I remember thinking Wolfenstein something. But yeah, anyway. So this was something that had been announced prior, as I've been told now. This is something where Techland is making a battle royale mode, or a separate game technically, and this is going to be kind of interesting. So this is for those who don't know, Techland's the guys who made Dead Island and made Dying Light. This is a parkour zombie game. For those of you who don't know, they have a lot of goodwill going into Dying Light 2, and I'm actually pretty interested in this. Honestly, I do think battle royale's kind of played out right now, and there's a ton of it, but this is gonna be interesting. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get your guys' impressions on this. Do you guys care about battle royale anymore, or what do you think about this announcement that they're going to have a battle royale game as it goes into testing?
I care about unique battle royale. That's the thing. There needs to be a unique hook. Fortunately, this looks to be unique. I'm all for a very melee-focused battle royale since the culling didn't really work out.
That's all, y'all. Me and battle royale is a no-no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
lost anchor.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check it out at some point. I mean, I don't think battle royale as a subgenre of shooting games is played out just yet, because from what I've seen, Blackout and Black Ops 4 actually looks really, really fun. I haven't played the beta for that yet, but I mean, like Sam alluded to, as long as it's a unique take on it, I'll definitely check it out.
Not me, and I wasn't the biggest Dying Light fan to begin with, so. Yeah, I mean, and like you said, the Blackout actually looks decent enough for me to give it a shot. I don't see myself really being in it as much, but I'm definitely gonna be picking up Blackout. But I don't know how much I'll be in BR because I'm not really. Now, the only game I've really had fun with in BR is Jesus. No, that's bad. The name is right on my tongue. I can't think of it. When you're in the woods, it's snowy. Jesus Christ.
Project Darwin.
There we go. Project Darwin. That's probably the most fun I've had in Battle Royale. And then I played PUBG a few times with Anchorman, but he stopped fighting me the game. So,
man, shut up. It's just, you betrayed us to go play on PlayStation, dude.
What?
That's what it is. Anyway, we'll get back to that later. We'll have words after the show. But yeah, for me, I just, like I said, I'm kind of played out from Battle Royale right now. I know there's a lot of other games right now coming out. I will say I'm getting back into PUBG right now because I'm playing with Nick. Other than that, though, I'm going to give Techland the benefit of the doubt here because they have not screwed us yet. Like, they have not done anything that makes me question their ability to make a good game. And especially because of the post content that they did and just being really upstanding this generation, I would give them the benefit of the doubt that it's going to be a good game. And I'm definitely going to play it. So I'm going to play it because I think it's going to be a good game. I really do. Other than that, anything else you want to talk about tonight?
I'll say everybody. Their photo mode in Spider-Man is probably the best we've seen in a long time.
We're getting to a point. I will say we're getting to a point where if a game is third person, photo mode is becoming a requirement. Honestly.
And then people, please, if you're gonna take selfies in Spider-Man and it's nighttime, turn on your freaking selfie light. It makes the photo look so much better if you turn your freaking selfie light on. There's a selfie light. Turn it on.
Yeah.
Makes your photos look a lot better. And then, if you guys want, we could talk about the whole Aaron Greenberg fiasco, or the what he's getting heat for.
What's the
Not
Aaron
really Aaron Greenberg.
What's going on? I was like, what?
What's that?
You made the statement that Microsoft didn't need Crackdown 3 right now because of all the games that are releasing on Xbox this holiday.
I don't. Honestly, I'm not that surprised. Someone said that. I mean, they said this before in 2016. We don't need Crackdown right now.
I'm like, dude, like the only thing that's really is dropping is Forza, which is great. Forza is the best racer out, but you can't say that, dude, when when the competition is steadily releasing exclusive titles.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't understand the ideology with that. But
who said that?
I want to say it was Greenberg.
That was a nice way of saying that it would have been butchered alive by Red Dead Redemption 2, just like all the other games that were going to come out this holiday and got shifted.
Battlefield. Going right along.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, if the game has to come out in January, I've given up. I'm going to give up, honestly. I've been waiting for this game.
It's scheduled to release on February 22nd, which is the day.
Oh, February 20. Okay, I forgot about that.
Day of Reckoning.
They better that game should be pushed off from that date. They should release it sooner.
They can't.
I agree. They need to push it up. That'd be something.
That would actually be good press. Finally.
But something like January 7th or 8th, like right in the start of the new year, before the Resident Evil 2 remake gets rolling. Because honestly, the problem is, we're getting a lot more games now, and B, major publishers have finally taken note of the fact that, oh yeah, we can release games outside of the holiday. Well, the problem is that they've all noticed, and honestly, spring is not the safe time it used to be. There's a ton of massive games coming out January to March.
Yep, winter, baby. That's the new safe space. Winter. December, January, maybe February.
I'm saying if it gets pushed back again, I'm done on it. Honestly, it's been way too long, dude. Like they can't.
Honestly, if it gets delayed again, I don't think it's ever going to come out. I mean, at this point, it's
the only game that has it beat right now is Dreams in terms of like pushback and pushback and pushback. And so both of those games are very much in a situation where it's like, you know what? I'll believe the game is out when it actually comes out and I can hold the case or see it downloading. Until then, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, I'm getting on Game Pass anyway at this point. So,
yeah. Yeah.
It is.
All right.
It is.
Like I said, it'll be on Game Pass. That's the thing. I just wait for Game Pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right. Any other topics you want to talk about tonight? I know you guys want to get back to Spider-Man.
Yes, I honestly do. And be honest, like everything's been like really. Spider-Man is the news. Spider-Man is the news.
Right. It's not like there's any real news coming out of anything right now. That nothing else going on really.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's not much going on. We're also getting into the busy season. Like once more games start coming out, to be like reviews.
Right. We got Tomb Raider coming out in a couple of days, which I'm really looking forward to. And then, and then obviously we have all the games hitting in October and stuff like that, and I'm sure we'll get more news then. So
Tomb Raider's reviewing pretty well from what I see, and I think it's at like an 86 now on Metacritic or something, or an OpenCritic.
Last time I checked, it had an 84 on OpenCritic. So
okay, so it's doing well.
It's doing pretty well. A lot of people were concerned about Eidos Montreal taking it on after Crystal Dynamics is now obviously doing the Avengers game, but it seems to be very solid. The writing in particular is getting is getting a lot of praise, which is interesting because that's one of the few aspects people kind of criticized about Rise. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to kind of wrap things up here for you guys because this is eating into people's Spider-Man time.
Exactly.
It's just been... there's not much going on, honestly, right now. I know in movie news, The Nun is kind of taking everything by storm. But this is the season of horror movies. Like, oh, duh. This is what's going to happen. Nothing else is out right now, at least worth talking about. But anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get an earful from James next week. It's like, what do you mean there's nothing going on right now? All right, guys, we're going to do our outros out here, get everybody out of here. First off, we have Mike P. The Truth. Where can the good people find you at?
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Multiverse Show. As always, we appreciate you guys checking in. You could find me pretty much everywhere at Mike P. The Truth, Xbox, Twitter, wherever, and also occasionally writing opinion pieces on the Inner Circle at tickgamesnetwork.com.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sam.
So yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Samuel Tolbert. That's TOLBERT. Happy to talk games, movies, tech, TV shows, whatever with you. You can find everything I write on tickgamesnetwork.com. We are about to unleash a flood of reviews. There will be a lot of stuff coming there. So yeah, please be excited.
All right, and Fame?
Yo, thank you guys for rocking with us once again. We greatly appreciate it. Got your gaming news from tickgamesnetwork.com. And don't forget, stay tuned to this channel on the 19th. The Double XP podcast, we are giving away a physical copy of Spider-Man, the Steelbook edition, and we are giving away the DLC as well.
All right, and I'm Anchorman V2. You can find me on pretty much everything. Same thing all the way across the board. Anchorman V2, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. If I ever go back to Switch at this point, but that's a different matter. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to The Greatest Show on Mondays, episode 103 of the Multiverse Show, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good day.